So here's my first impression as to why people don't do fodder. I'm going to exclude the scientific debate over nutrition and the loss of dry matter and whether or not it's actually good for animals because it's mostly water and all that. I've moved beyond that. Holy shit, this is a lot of work. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trays and it took me a couple of hours. I expect that to get a lot better over time, but I've learned a lot in those 5 trays about what I need here. Just the cleanup here is just a big giant mess. It's super wet floor. Having, I think, a wet dry vacuum to clean up all the errant barley seeds that decide to go everywhere is going to be important. Having a shelf in here to put all my stuff on is going to be important. I think that light there needs to be centered more behind this and have another one over there instead of having to try to have one light to do both. Things like that. But I really struggled with their roller. I'm thinking it's because I didn't measure out the grain. This thing came with a scoop, and I'm assuming in the instructions it probably tells me how many scoops it takes to fill each tray, because I'm afraid I may have put too much in each one. As you can see, it looks pretty thick, so that was a struggle. And we're really struggling with water pressure on this thing. We ended up installing a pressure tank this morning, trying to get it to work right, and still doesn't work right the way we have it set up temporarily in the garage. It'll only handle 2 solenoids at a time. So since we have 6, we end up with 3 timers. There's gonna be 1 there, and then 1 over here, and then 1 on the far wall there, and we're gonna have to stagger so that this goes on and off in 3 different cycles. So we've been struggling with setup here, but I got the first ones in. I used apple cider vinegar as a sterilizing solution to help reduce mold. I don't know if that's gonna work or not, but I definitely learned a lot in these first 5 trays. I'm hoping it gets a lot more efficient because obviously I don't wanna be spending 2 to 3 hours a day doing this. And I need it to work, but I need it to be efficient in terms of my time too. So anyways, those are my initial impressions of this Farmtek 3.0 fodder system. I think it's gonna work well, but I think understanding how much barley to put in each tray is really critical. I think making sure your lights are right, I think being organized, and I think also understand that no matter how hard I tried, at least, barley is gonna go everywhere. And if you wanna avoid that, having some way to clean it up is really important to just to keep a sanitary room. So we're still under construction in here, as you can see. So I'm looking forward to getting all these tools out of here and just getting this sorted out and as clean as it can be. And we're gonna try this really hard.